Welcome back to the ePremier League with myself, Alex, also known as FIFA Analyst, and we're here with Ranners. Ranners, you well?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. You know, a little break, and now we're feeling good for the next matchup.
And we have an absolute beautiful matchup, don't we?
We do Leeds against Southampton. I'm expecting Leeds to come out and perform as well as they did in the first leg, the first game that they played today. Alito was on crazy form, and then Mitch showing his class in that second leg to see out victories. And I wonder, can it be kind of a repeat this time? Will Alito get that win over Robbie and then hand it over to Mitch to see out the game?
It will be an interesting one, which we'll go ahead and jump into it right now as the players are just getting ready, getting warm, getting the controllers all set up, and hopefully no controller issues as we have had in the past with one of the players not changing his controller, so we ended up crossing it instead of shooting.
Yeah, had it on alternate settings instead of classic. That's a killer. Like we said, he didn't go into his settings.
Yeah.
Like we talked about, and just a little mistake.
Yeah. Alito for Leeds played obviously in the first game for against Crystal Palace and did very well. Oh. Very, very well. Now he's had 2-3 hours break. Do you think there might be a little bit of rustiness? Might take him a little while to get back going again.
It's interesting. The reason I would say no is because how fast he came out on his first game. He came out and he was just really instantly on his game. I think he's one of those players that, you know, he's experienced. He's a top player. I think he just knows how to turn it on as soon as he needs to.
Well, the thing is as well, he arrived in the UK 9 AM this morning. Was on a flight, right? He was playing in a tournament last night, travelled over. To be able to land 9 AM, get to the ePremier League, have a quick warm-up game, and put the performance that he did was absolutely phenomenal. So, like you said, yeah, he seems comfortable at being able to kick things off very, very quickly. So, Southampton in the black kit from left to right, and Leeds in their traditional white kit from right to left. Robbie Wilson, who has started off a lot of his games a little bit slow, needs to have a good start here against Alito.
Yeah, as you see him just getting dispossessed quite fast from his kickoff. But, yeah, if he doesn't know what he's doing fast, Alito is that guy who will punish you.
As we already seen, working into that 18-yard box, CR7 just looking to try and find the St. Maximin. But Robbie coming in with that last-ditch tackle. We will have, I would assume, a bit more of a slower start to this game from Robbie. Alito is not the type of player that you maybe want to try and go toe-to-toe with in the quick tempo, aggressive sort of play.
Yeah, it's just not going to end well. Like, it's so difficult to take him on. And I wonder also because of, like, Robbie will have seen what he did to Nixon, right? Yeah. He'll know he won 4-1 against Nixon, who's a really, really good player. Will that make Robbie just play really cautious and defensive because he doesn't want this tie to get away from him?
And don't forget, Robbie played against Nixon from Crystal Palace, and Nixon turned it up and did really well. And Nixon was the one that lost to Alito quite heavily. So to be able to have that will play him the mind of Robbie Wilson, I'm sure of it. But so far, defensively, so good. Not giving Alito any clear-cut chances.
Yeah, not too bad. Just Alito kind of passing it in the general direction of Kante. And then when you pass it to Kante, it gets intercepted.
It's like he's got a force field around him, isn't it?
I'm convinced. I'm convinced he does.
And the ball just absorbs and goes to him, and he's like, yep, thank you very much.
Oh, and he can make those tackles as well.
And he can make the tackles. And he drives forward.
Oh, what a sensational item.
So I saw that Kante in real life, the way he defends so good and reads the play, is that when the ball goes up in the air and plays over the top, he banks on when people are going to take bad touches.
I've seen this.
Yeah, and that's what makes his positioning so good.
Yeah.
And obviously that translates over into the virtual pitch with Kante being here, there, and
everywhere.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, the chemistry. That's 100 chemistry if I've ever heard it. Oh, dear.
Have you not seen my teams that I build on Ultimate Team? 100 chemistry does not exist in my world.
It's like that?
Yeah.
Oh,
97.
No, 97 is fine. It rounds up.
95. Yeah, I'm good.
Right, yeah.
The lowest I've had this year so far is 88.
Okay, I wouldn't go sub 90. I would not go sub 90. I'm not a fan of that now. That's a little too much for my liking. How'd you even achieve that? You got to have people on like 5 chem for that, surely.
Chemistry's a myth.
Ah, okay, right.
So it's all in the heart of the player and the team.
Just passion levels. Is that the only like measurement? Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well, I have a conversation with these pros and just tell them that it's all about passion. You know, which I agree with.
No, it is. It is.
Anyway, back to the FIFA. 25 minutes gone, and a slow start from both sides, but the respect is there. Oli Ito knows what Robbie Wilson is capable of.
So here's the other outside of game factor that we have to account for. I don't know if you noticed it there. Alito was yawning before the game. And of course, like you said, he had that early flight. But guess what? If your flight's at 9, or if you land at 9, you got to wake up early. You got to wake up very early.
Well, you have to be at the airport 2 hours before.
Exactly. And he was coming from Sweden, I believe.
Yeah.
Which is an hour ahead. Time difference. So, all that taken into account, this is only his second game of the day.
And he's been up at least 12 hours now.
When it comes to his 4th game of the day, he's going to be so tired. So that could be a reason for maybe his pace kind of slowing down a little bit this game. And then that coupled with Robbie just not wanting to concede and letting down his teammate.
Yeah, and I think that is a big thing for Robbie. We do reiterate the same story. For these Xbox players, you just want to make sure that you're giving your teammate a chance in that second leg. You know, we saw it with the real BP in the last game from Manchester United. Poacher, 3 goals down. It's a big ask.
It really is. So, I mean, as it stands, 0-0, not too bad. Chilling, and he'll be happy, I think, so far.
Oli Ito just found that pass off across to Ronaldo. Goalkeeper did enough. There was a pass extra there, was to Sancho, but Ronaldo just getting a little bit caught with the ball at his feet. Goalkeeper getting something on it. And Oli Ito, really, that was a big chance.
Yeah, it was really from nothing, and all of a sudden, it looked like a really clear-cut goal-scoring opportunity. And lucky Ferrari, he gets away with it.
Hull it now for Robbie Wilson. Passing that ball out to Sancho, who's looking to take on the Cancelo. Cancelo, not the easiest of fullbacks to get past. He has the pace, he has the strength. He has a little bit of everything. Hull it now. 40 minutes gone. Just loses out, trying to find that pass into St. Maximin. Sancho is there, and we will see a break. And over the top through ball played, and Diaz just positioned himself ahead of the St. Maximin and stopping that counter-attack in its tracks.
Yeah, you're really seeing this quite slow build-up from Robbie that I've never witnessed before. And I wonder, is that just a tactical change, or is it just a play style change?
A great press there from Kante for Oli Ito, just winning the ball on the centre circle. So maybe the last attack falls to Oli Ito and possibly the goal. No, a sloppy pass. We don't see that from Oli Ito all too often. And now it's over to Robbie. Rashford driving down the line. Varane's caught out. Not the position where you want Varane. Ronaldo gets into the 18-yard box, slays that ball off across. And that, 45th minute, is a huge goal for Robbie Wilson and his teammate.
That is a great goal. That was, like, from start to finish, that build-up was incredible. Does a pass across. Composer takes a touch. It didn't even shoot it first time. Took a touch. Found his spot. Goal. 1-0 Southampton and on stroke halftime, of course. Makes it really interesting. Really interesting. I love when the underdogs get a lead.
His teammates there. Just Michael Fisher just having a word in his ear and saying, good, keep doing what you're doing. Oli Ito's had one chance. Didn't capitalise on it. You've had one chance, you've took yours. And now you've mentioned it maybe. I just saw them when we went to full camera and we've seen Oli Ito. He looks a bit flustered maybe, a little bit tired.
He does. He definitely does. And that's going to be worrying because it's only going to get worse as the day progresses, like I said. So we'll see, because even with like the tempo of his play and the sloppiness, he's making a lot more passing errors than we've ever seen him make. It's really just showing.
So for Robbie Wilson, he will be very happy to be 1-0 up 50 minutes into this first leg. But if you want to beat Leeds, you want to beat Oli Ito and Hayward, you need a few more.
Realistically, you do. But at the same time, I'm sure if this goes 1-0 full time, Michael Fisher is saying, thank you very much, Robbie. Thank you. I'm good to go.
Southampton on the attack with Robbie Wilson. Kante again with that heavy press. Doesn't choose to go for the over-the-top through ball. Goes for it with a second man, though, instead. Ronaldo just sneaking off into that offside position. And a good defensive line from Robbie. James on the ball now. We see a lot of these switches, but they do the job.
See, we're seeing a lot more switches from Robbie now. Remember, he would just knock it forward and kind of lose it.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing, okay, let's be smart. This is a live event. This is the ePremier League. I need to be more careful with the ball. This isn't just a game of champs.
Little double tap pass, Ronaldo. And Diaz again there for Oli Ito, who just isn't going. He isn't getting into that gear that he needs to be in attack right now. Salah tries to ball roll past Cancelo. You're going to need more than that to get past that, man.
Yeah. I wonder, should players attack down the left side and attack that right back more? Because obviously, everybody has Team Dia Cancelo at left back. Maybe that right back is an easier person to kind of take on.
A very valid point. Cancelo being so difficult to get past. I feel like so many times today we've said about the man defending. But St. Maximin linking up with Sancho. One more again. Ooh. Rashford, a poor shot. And Varane at the last man for Oli Ito. That's got to be a wake-up call.
Absolutely. But you see Kante just out-jump Ronaldo in midfield, by the way? I thought that was for sure going to be Ronaldo's win. But yeah, like, I would like to see Robbie there probably take an extra touch, maybe try a shot cancel or something to really get that clean open shot.
Oli Ito now with St. Maximin driving in towards the byline at the 18-yard box. He ball well scoops and he goes backwards. He finds Kante on the edge, not the man that you want to. He lays it off to Hullet. Hullet on the finesse, and a poor effort that Schmeichel will just say, you know what, I'm going to put that behind for a corner and we'll live to fight another day.
Yeah, also, once again, another untimed finesse. Surprised to see Alolito not timed.
CR7 at the near post. A red-timed header.
Oh, that's always going to miss, so that is unfortunate.
Right then.
Little pause, little couple changes. I mean, if I'm Alolito, I'm changing something because I'm not playing like I should be playing right now.
So if you're Oli Ito, what are you changing right now? This is you, sat there with a controller.
I'm switching formation. Yeah. I'll be honest. I'm going to my backup formation, my secondary formation. I'm trying to get a goal here because what I'm doing right now is not the Alolito that everybody knows. He's just not creating chances. He's not creating good chances, which is very rare to see. Especially against Robbie, who did concede those 4 goals against Nixon, right? So it's not like Robbie is a really, really good defensive player.
Yeah.
Obviously, next time's goals were good, but Alolito has just been poor. It's just been sloppy. It's just not being what we've known to see from him.
20 minutes to go in this first leg between Southampton and Leeds. If you are just joining us, you are here with Group C at the ePremier League 2022. Group C has had some twists and turns. I think most results as a whole have been as expected. And we are on our second game for Leeds and our third game for Southampton.
Got just Alolito kind of just trying to get some passes in. Oh.
Ronaldo, a lovely through ball. He goes for the player lock and lays that ball back to St. Maximin. The scoop turn goes for the near post shot, and Varane does enough. A very good defensive line there from Robbie.
Yeah, it was nice play with the player lock. Got the pass off as well. Then just kind of shot. Wasn't really on. Just went for it. It's something, once again, we don't see from Alolito. Normally, he really does work that extra pass or maybe even an extra skill move to create a better chance. But it's just, we're not seeing it. We're just seeing a shot when there's 3 defenders kind of standing in front of him.
Just saw a possession stat come up there. And Robbie Wilson has nearly doubled Oli Ito's passes. So it is very much a game of chase ball right now.
Yeah, it's interesting. I actually wouldn't have guessed that without seeing that stat. I suppose it sounds about right.
And it just shows the maturity coming through in Robbie Wilson here after a bit of a rough start to the Premier League. Moving in to the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, even, I mean, in the same day of a tournament, it feels like he's matured so much and he's kind of like just got so much experience. Just even from 2 games earlier.
Definitely. We have Oli Ito working his way forward. St. Maximin tries that pass into Ronaldo, but it is covered.
Just now, Robbie, I mean, he's just going to be chilling. He's happy with the 1-0, bro.
Game management at its finest.
The last attack, potentially.
Last attack of the match is what Robbie Wilson is playing for. He's saying, you know what, Oli Ito, I've had the better of you on this game. I'm happy with my 1-0 lead. I'll pass it over to my teammate. I'm going to play for that last attack. The little ball roll backwards, finding the Reece James. And it's all about ticking the clock down. Pull it to Kante. Will there be another one in this game, though?
It's been a lot of 90 minutes.
Ooh. Rashford just gets past the James. Has to come back, though. Kante forcing that, and that is not the time that you want to be losing the ball if you are Robbie Wilson. A big tackle there, though. The over-the-top through ball. Ronaldo is in. Varane, can he cover? That is unbelievable cover from Varane. And Robbie Wilson, very lucky there to not have that opportunity given to Oli Ito.
Yeah, Leo not happy with that result. Obviously would have backed himself to have won this game. But, you know, in saying that, you got Mitch Haywood, who's still a great player. And it's a 1-goal game, okay? It's not some huge lead that we've seen in these other games. It's no 3-0, so it is a 1-0. Still, either team can walk away with this victory.
Yeah, and I think that's something that we've been missing a little bit in this group so far. A lot of teams have been fairly dominant. You know, the first leg kind of going in favour of one team. Obviously, if you are Southampton, Robbie Wilson, you are very happy that you've just beat a player of Oli Ito's calibre, 1-0. Now you're passing it over to your teammate, like you said at the start, and going, a 1-0 lead up against Mitch Haywood. You'll take that.
Yeah, no, a lead against Haywood is just going to be really helpful. And I feel like Fisher needed that. If Fisher was chasing this game now against Haywood, it would have been a very difficult task. But with the lead, I think he can pretty much play his game. You're not going to really be time wasting or holding the ball or playing super defensive, especially on a 1-0 lead over 90 minutes. There's no way. It's just a little extra boost. You're still going to just play your normal game, but you have a little extra goal in your back pocket.
That you do indeed. And Michael Fisher will be very grateful for his teammate on that. And Mitch Haywood, he didn't have much to do, obviously, in the first game. He beat Ethan 1-0. You know, he scored in the last minute to get that goal. Obviously, Ethan chasing the game, needed to be more aggressive and come through. It's going to be interesting now to see, because you've gone from having that comfort of, you know, 3 or 4 goal lead to now, actually, I've got to chase this game, and I've got 1 goal to get. And it'll be very interesting to see how Mitch Haywood, England Lion International, how he does. So just a reminder, 1-0 is the current score after leg 1. We will have leg 2 coming up very shortly for you. And who will come out on top? Southampton, or will it be Leeds? Find out very shortly.
Welcome back to the ePremier League Group C. Up next, we got the second leg of Southampton against Leeds. We got Michael Fisher against Mitch Haywood. And it's a 1-0 lead for Southampton going into the second leg. What are we saying, Alex?
I just don't know what to expect, if I'm honest with you. Runners, it's been a very... I'll be honest, it was a slow game, right? It was patient, and you can appreciate that at times in FIFA esports. Yeah, not every game is the most entertaining and back and forth, and there's goals. But if you are Robbie Wilson, that is a mature performance against a very, very top quality player in Oli Ito. So, saying that, this is going to go one of two ways, I think.
Okay, tell me.
I think this is going to be the game of the day, or it's going to be a snooze fest.
Okay. Excellent. I hope it's game of the day. Now, we'll see. Now, you made a great point, though. The way Robbie just played, I'm really proud of him. I'm proud of him.
Yeah.
Is what I am. That's the best word for it, because that was really just a mature professional performance out of him.
Do you want to know what I think it's going to be game of the day?
Tell me. I'm listening.
Michael Fisher, very good attacking player. I'm not too sure about the defensive side. I think we'd agree he's probably better in the attack.
Yeah.
Mitch Haywood, very good defensively, but he's got to come out and he's got to score. All right? So I think it's going to be game of the day. I think it's going to be goals.
I understand the reasoning.
Yeah.
Right? You give the bad defensive player a lead, so then he's going to still be going for it. And then the defensive player, well, he has to go for it if he's losing. Let's see what we got.
So we have got Leeds 1-0 down in this tie. 90 minutes of FIFA coming up. And Leeds kicking left to right. Southampton right to left. Again, the players locked in, zoned in. And Mitch Haywood, for the first time today, has questions to be answered.
And he's got deficit to chase here. It's going to be interesting, actually. But to be fair, actually, we need to know and we need to point out how he played against Ethan. He did play normally. He was attacking, you know?
And it's funny, isn't it? Because we spoke to Oli Ito after it and said, how come Haywood didn't just chill and hold the ball? And he said, I told him to. He didn't. He just decided to play FIFA.
Yeah, Alito told Mitch Haywood to just hold it, and he didn't.
Chance coming in on that 18 days after St. Maximin. And that is a huge, huge chance for Michael Fisher and Southampton. That would have made it 2-0, and that would have really put them in the driving seat. However, Schmeichel said, not today.
That's just such a huge save. That would have made it 2-0 Southampton really early on, and then Mitch would have been in trouble.
Ronaldo inside the 18. Kante just getting in that tackle. And it is nice to see that even still, with Michael having that 1-0 lead, he's going, yeah, you know what? I'm going to score some more.
Yeah, but does that also reflect on his lack of confidence in his defense? He wants to get more goals because he doesn't back his ability to just keep a clean sheet.
Sancho out on that left-hand side, driving in towards that byline. Mitch Haywood, can he find a little double tap? He circles it back. Good left stick dribbling. St. Maximin just runs away ever so slightly from that central position, so he's going to have to go again. Brilliant dribbling here. He's ran out of second-man press on Michael Fisher. Lays that off. The pass? No? Manos? Should he pass it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he should have passed. You know what bothers me about that? He was so composed.
Everywhere else.
Perfectly for the whole build-up. He went back so many times. He did all this, that, the other. Does the pass inside. And then he just literally needs to hit X once. Just pass across. Boom, we're chilling. No. I'm just going to shoot after all that, and it's going to get blocked.
I'm sure you can have a word with him tonight. Tell him.
I'm gonna VOD review.
Yeah?
That only that clip.
Okay.
And just shout. Because it's not acceptable.
Salah now on the right wing. Looks to drive in on the inside. Does beat the Cancelo. Manages to take him on. Gets into a good position. Cancelo recovers so quickly there for Michael Fisher and Southampton. But you can already see Leeds intent. Byline. I want it.
Yeah, I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Mitch. Other than that, not doing an extra pass, he's really come out to play this game, and I like it.
Hullet gets that ball in behind the Jorginho. Rashford up against Diaz. Recycles back, doesn't choose to go for the cross. Hullet now, 25 yards out, linking up with Kante. Manages to find that pass in the middle to Rashford. Lays it one off to St. Maximin. He goes for the shot. Does fall back to Sancho. And again, Vieira is there. And that is enough just to force Southampton away ever so slightly. Kante now. Hullet looking to press, protecting the middle as best as they can. Kante and Salah going for the tag team. Southampton do get into a decent position. Doesn't go for the pass to Ronaldo, but goes back to Kante. It's patience. I like it. The pass there to Sancho is on, though. The turn, the shot. And that is going to be a corner, a little deflection. We thought for a minute that may have been finding its way into the back of the net, but it does not. Sancho now. Edge of the 18. Hullet. Probably wanting these players just to get back into positions and not get caught on the counter from the corner. As you see Varane move back. Rashford now on the left-hand side, looking to take on Jorginho. Goes all the way to the byline, but Diaz is there for Leeds. And now the break is on for Mitch Hayward.
Yeah, that was pretty good patient build-up all throughout that play from Southampton. But it's something you don't really see from Fisher. He normally doesn't do kind of slow patient build-up. He just kind of flies at you. So once again, maybe they're realizing a bit of possession is useful in live events.
That it is. Kante now for Mitch Hayward. For Leeds, they need to find a way. It's a really, really good press from Southampton. And Hullet is looking to break. You've got to run him at the top of your screen. He's going to use it. He does. Sancho.
You're just seeing really Kante, though, break up nearly every attack. He's just sensational.
Kante doing what Kante does best. Ronaldo. Driving out towards that top side. Goes to that driven pass off across. One more. And that is 2 for Southampton and Michael Fisher. And Mitch Hayward now has a massive, massive task ahead of him.
Yeah, we also need to pay attention to the clock. We're actually close enough to have time. And the clock is going to start really working against Leeds here if Mitch can't get a goal shortly. Honestly, I think he's still kind of okay. You know, he's been pretty positive, but Michael Fisher's been looking great this game. A
good double tap pass there, finds it into Ronaldo, and a big, big tackle from Varane in the last minute.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder, has Mitch Hayward now lost a little bit of composure? You know, he just kind of went for that shot anyways and got tackled. He was playing a lot better, I felt, earlier before he conceded.
3 minutes to go in this first half. Can Southampton possibly grab one more, which would ensure a very high chance for them to pick up the whole 3 points here? Cancelo taking on Jorginho again on that left-hand side. And that is going to be the last break. And referee blows the whistle for the end of the first half. Mitch Hayward right now. Well, it's difficult.
Yeah, just even there, it was a bit interesting that Michael Fisher even went that early. I know it was close to the 45th minute, but he actually did kind of risk the counter-attack. Had it been 45 minutes plus 1, that counter-attack actually would have got played off in time. But gets away with it. He's chilling. It's 2-0 on aggregate at halftime going into second leg. Southampton, they're feeling good.
We can already see the changes coming through now from Mitch Hayward on Leeds. Bringing on Roberto Firmino for Kante, taking away that defensive beast for a more attacking-minded player. I think we saw a few changes there on the left mid and the right mid. If it's you, Ranners, and you're playing, how do you approach this next 45 minutes?
I mean, for now, I'm still playing as is. I probably have press after possession loss on, I want to say. But other than that, pretty much the same. Maybe switching formation if I'm not feeling like I'm not creating enough chances. But I think Mitch has been okay, chance creation-wise. Defensively, he's been pretty okay as well, other than the goal obviously he conceded. But that was just good play from Michael Fisher. And I reckon there's still a lot of time. You don't have to constant press just yet. I think constant press from probably the 70th minute, you should be good to go.
If you're tuning in at home and you're thinking, well, what's this constant press that we're talking about? What's that? Explain it.
So you can do it in your custom tactics, or you can do team press, which is also very similar. But essentially what it does is when you don't have the ball, and when your opponent has the ball, your whole team, the AI and everybody, will just fly and man-mark everybody and just press them, leaving them essentially no space to dribble or pass. You can tackle them, get the ball back. Of course, this does leave you vulnerable.
Saint-Maximin at the near. Wow. That is a huge, huge chance for Saint-Maximin and for Mitch Hayward. And that is going to sting.
That was so close to being a goal. Once again, I feel like St. Maximin's shooting all day has been letting people down.
Yep, we've said it. We've said it before, and we'll say it again. St. Maximin, yeah, the item is good on the shooting stats, but sometimes you just don't have that confidence. And that's the other way around. If that's Cristiano Ronaldo, we see a goal.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the difference. That's why if I had that St. Maximin, I would personally be playing him as a winger. A lot of people playing him cam, or maybe even striker. For me, nah, I'm keeping him as a winger.
Hullet in the middle now for Southampton and Michael.
Yeah, seeing a little patient play here. You know, you don't have to go forward. Yeah, just back and forth.
I'm just admiring the game of chess. The players looking to move people out of position, generate chances from that, as we do see a sloppy pass there coming out. And it is with Southampton again. Kante just on the centre circle, driving it forward. The defensive line is very deep right now for Mitch Hayward. And we see the ball out on the left-hand side with Cancelo. The ball just back and forth and back and forth. And I like the look of that. I don't like the look of that, so I'm just going to go back and recycle. But for Michael Fisher and for Southampton right now, every 5 minutes taken off the clock is a win.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we're still not seeing
a chance now to put the game to bed. St. Maximin, the other end, on his weak foot. We see that one rifle in. Mitch Hayward had one 10 minutes ago on the right foot. St. Maximin there on the weak foot, the left foot, and he slots it.
Yeah, just I guess he was that much closer in on that occasion for Michael Fisher. But just as I was saying, maybe it's time for Mitch Hayward to go on that constant press now. He finds himself 3 goals down and has no choice but to go on that constant press. So I'm sure we're going to see that right now. And
the thing is as well, though, is that, 2-0 down with the constant press, you've got some time. 3 goals, it's just a lot to ask with 30 minutes to go.
Oh, absolutely. It's brutal. But doable.
How many times in your career did you pull back big goal leads?
Not that many. Not that many. But I was always just better at keeping leads. Yeah. So if I had a lead, even if it was like 1 or 2-0, I could definitely hold it out. But
Mahrez on the edge of green time finesse. A big block there from Kante. That would have been a goal-scoring opportunity if the block didn't come in. An over-the-top 3 ball there. And that is okay as well. If we lose the ball in the middle for Michael, opportunity for Hayward to counter on it. So what does he do? He just goes to the bit of the, okay, I'm going to put this up the top. If I lose it, it's not too big of a deal. My players are back.
Exactly. No need to risk it. Just play it forward. Has big interception there, actually.
You can see the constant pressure is on. We've got 2 defenders at the back. A big, big tackle from Diaz on St. Maximin. And Leeds, this is not the result that they were after or what they wanted, but it does leave this group wide, wide open.
Which is actually really, really good. It's going to make it so interesting to see really who is going to progress. It's funny because, yeah, you had Leeds beat Palace, Palace beat Southampton, and now Southampton beat Leeds.
Yeah. Sancho there goes to the near post, banking on the goalkeeper movement from Mitch Hayward, but absolutely nothing from that. So no goal. Just lose the ball with Vieira, but Hullet just doesn't do enough to take that away.
Somehow retains it.
Press was great there from Michael and Southampton. And it is just all about the game management right now. Seeing the time off the clock. And a similar story, not as much in comparison to the previous game against Oli Ita and Robbie, where Robbie had so much more passes. A favour about 40 here right now. Extra 40 passes for the side of Southampton and Michael Fisher. And that's purely just taking time off the clock.
Yeah, we're down 10 minutes now remaining as well. 3-goal lead. Leeds yet to even register 1 goal in this entire tie.
A good through ball there. Jadon Sancho is on goal. Can he finish it? He can indeed at the near post. Jadon Sancho calm and composed for Mitch Hayward. Thinking about the goalkeeper movement there, possibly coming across. The through ball was timed to perfection, and already Michael Fisher has lost the ball from kickoff. Is there a twist in this tale?
What a comeback this would be. He unfortunately messes up here, and Sancho is in.
Sancho is in for Southampton. Michael Fisher.
Oh, opting for the possession play.
He's actually put himself in a bit of a corner here, though. Manages to come out of that really well with the dink ball over to Varane. Hasn't got the switch on. He's going to have to be very careful here. As Mitch Hayward does win that ball, there is 4 minutes left. Ronaldo, stamina bars are low. They've been heavy on the press. The overload ball side is on. If he needs a comeback, he needs a goal now. And that is not what he wanted from that attack.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much sealed the game. Not going to be that much time left as the pause does come in. I think 2 goals in 2 minutes. A little ambitious.
I mean, back in the day, you used to be able to score from direct kickoff, lay it back to your man, bang,
Just
goal.
chuck it forward. Nice.
But although we do see at times the long ball from kickoffs, more so in the 2v2.
Yeah,
It
in
can work.
2v2 it can work.
But let's give credit to Southampton. The performance here against Leeds has been a different gear. And I mean that not so in the way, as we see some lovely little left-foot dribbling with Jadon Sancho. But a good layoff across, and that is a goal! It's just a little bit too late.
It is, unfortunately. And that's where that 1-0 first leg was decided.
Yeah. But going back to it, from what we saw there from Michael Fisher and Robbie Wilson, who are known for being so good in the attack, yeah, they got the goals, but it was the maturity of that. All right, some goals at the end there, but whatever. They got the job done. You know, the constant press and whatnot, we know about that. But that was just a side that I personally haven't seen from them.
Yeah, no, it's the first time I've ever seen it from them as well. And I'm liking this new Southampton. You know, that changed literally this game from their first 2 games. They've changed. They've really probably gone back and thought, okay, how's everybody else playing? What are we doing wrong? Oh, we're passing it forward loads. We're losing it loads. We're too attacking. We need to actually just be smarter. We need to pick our passes better. And guess what? They did that against Leeds and beat them.
And one of the favourites, Leeds were to top the group and to possibly win the whole thing. And that right there is a great, great result. Gives them the 3 points they'll be very, very happy with. And now it's just going to be interesting to see how we go on further from that.
Yeah, I mean, that just splits the group open. And that's my favorite thing about this result, is it opens it wide open again. Because it did kind of look like Leeds, okay, they played so well, and they beat Palace are on 6 points, and they beat them. So it looked like Leeds probably going to win most of their games, if not all. And then it was really a fight for second place. Now, they've lost. It's really anybody's game.
Yep, and you've got Crystal Palace and... as we just quickly recap these ones before I jump into that. Sorry, the final result is 3-2 to Southampton. Leeds picking up their first loss. Obviously, they're only their second game played. We'll be seeing them again in action very shortly. And as we said, a massive, massive result for Southampton. That moves them onto 6 points in the group in total, which they can be very happy with going in. They've got another game against Manchester United as well for the side of Southampton. As we take a look at the group overall, as I said, 6 points Southampton. Crystal Palace also on 6 points with 3 games played, 2 wins, 1 loss. The loss obviously coming in to Leeds. Now, Leeds catching up. They've played their 2 games and they've got their 3 points. Their loss coming in just there. They've still got that game in hand, which will be played this evening. And Wolverhampton Wanderers 2 games, 1 win, 1 loss, 3 points. And then unfortunately, Manchester United currently sat on 0. But how open is that group?
It's getting really interesting now. Obviously, you got the top 2 on 6 points, but 3rd and 4th, whilst they're on 3 points, have played 1 less game than the top 2. So they really have a chance to get up there. With it being only top 2 go through, it's really, really open. Of course, next up, we do have Leeds against Manchester United. Alito on the Xbox against the Real HP. And then on the PS5, we have Hayward against Poacher.
So that is a brilliant matchup that I'm really, really looking forward to bringing you very shortly. How, if you are Leeds, how do you bounce back from that?
Well, I think you know you're good players. I think that's the advantage, is they're both experienced players. If you weren't, you might be having questions and whatnot. I think Alito especially is going to come out of the game and be like, yeah, I didn't perform how I would have liked to, but I'm a really good player. Maybe I know what went wrong. Do a little bit of analysis, come back in fresh. Hayward, he played well. He was chasing the game, and he played well, and he drew his legs, so he's going to be feeling okay as well. And then they are playing bottom of the table Manchester United, so they're going to be confident that they still will obviously say they're the better team.
For Manchester United, you know, we understand it's probably almost impossible for them to qualify. You know, we've already got 2 teams on 6 points, so kind of almost out. But I think it's more so about, you know what, we may be out, obviously playing for placements as well, for prize pool across different places. You get different amount of money, whether you're first, second, third, fourth or fifth in the group, obviously as you advance through on the top 2. Do you go in and say, you know what, just go play football, just go and play FIFA, go and enjoy it?
Yeah, I feel like you do just go for it. I mean, once again, the problem is you got HP up against Alito. And if that ends badly again for Poacher, he's just going to be chasing the game as well. It's going to be very, very difficult. But we'll find out more when we return after this break for that game.
Welcome back to the ePremier League with myself, Alex, also known as FIFA Analyst. I've got the lovely Ranners next to me, and we're bringing you all the action from Group C here today. We've had some fantastic games of FIFA, haven't we?
We have. But not only that, I just love how the results have put the group, right? We got 3 teams just chilling, kind of showing the top 3 teams, but guess what? 2 go through. The top 2 teams of the group head into the quarterfinals tomorrow, and it's just shaping up really nicely.
It is indeed. To just give you a recap of Group C, if you are just joining us, Crystal Palace with Nick Stebb and Ethan as their players. They have won 2 games, lost 1, putting them on 6 points with a goal difference of 5. Southampton, Robbie Wilson and Michael Fisher, same wins and losses, with a goal difference of -4. Leeds, who we just saw in action against Southampton, 2 games, 1 win, 1 loss, goal difference of 3. But Leeds, you know, we put down as probably the favourite for the group.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And to be fair, I mean, we were surprised by that Southampton result against them to beat Leeds. Now, we knew Southampton were good. We didn't think they'd beat Leeds, though, but they showed up, had a lot of just maturity, and did get the win. So that leaves Leeds, you know, almost chasing now again. Now, they are playing right now up next, playing against Manchester United. And now the good news is, if you're a Leeds fan, even if you're supporting Leeds, you're comfortable in this matchup. You're feeling very good. You think you are the better team. Obviously, Manchester United have lost their first 2 games, so going into this one, it's going to be a tough ask. What are we thinking?
Well, you've got the experienced player in Oli Ito, one of the top players in the world right now, up against the real HP, one of the newer players to the scene, let's say. His first time at an event here today at the ePremier League in London. And all I'm going to say is Oli Ito wasn't the Oli Ito that we know in the last game.
No.
So, I think he's had a conversation with himself and his coaches and his team to just try and spark himself back in. And I hope he can do that. We discussed about, you know, him flying over early this morning, and people don't understand that, you know, focus is such a big thing in FIFA that if he is, I heard he got up at 4 AM this morning, and we're now at nearly 6 PM. So he's been up 14 hours playing high-level FIFA after 14 hours on a big stage. That's got to be some ask.
Yeah, all that traveling coupled with he would have had to play practice games as well. So he's doing a lot of stuff, and he's definitely feeling the effects of it. You can visually even see the effects. And then obviously in the gameplay, he was struggling. Now, who knows? Maybe he had some caffeine, maybe got a coffee or whatnot in between, and hopefully he's perked right back up and can compete at his highest level in this game.
But when we're talking margins for the real HP, who, you know, we won't mind us saying that, isn't as good as Oli Ito, these are the sort of things that could actually play a part. And if there's any time that you're going to be able to beat him, now's the chance.
Yeah, that is true.
But we will go ahead and kick things off. Oli Ito for Leeds, kicking from left to right, and Manchester United with a real HP 05 kicking from right to left. Now let's see how this game pans out. I'm expecting Oli Ito to at least try and be a bit more aggressive, dominating in the attack. And I want to see more from the real HP. We saw a goal from range with that finesse. Other than that, I don't feel like we've seen him get into enough areas inside the 18-yard box.
Well, we haven't seen him score another goal. He scored 1 goal in 2 games. It's rough. But I just want Poacher to have a chance, second leg. And for that to happen, HP has to keep this close. A win would obviously be great. Realistically, you're hoping for a draw or maybe a 1-0 loss.
That we are. For us, ladies and gentlemen, though, we just want a nice game of FIFA, entertaining, action at both ends, and the ability for the second leg to be wide open. Let us know who you think is going to be crowned the winner of this match between Leeds and Manchester United, which, we'll say, in the real world, quite a bit of rivalry.
Yeah, no, it is. Obviously, Leeds not as good as they once were, but in the last couple of years, they've kind of come back to a bit of form.
As Ronaldo gets into the 18-yard box, looking for that pass up across, finds St. Maximin, the scoop turn. And I was questioning Oli Ito and maybe struggling to get into the rhythm and the groove, but that is phenomenal.
You not see it on his face, he's back locked in. He's ready to go again. Clinical, first real time in the box. as we have a technical issue. But first real chance in the box, and hits him with the run and scoop turn, shoots it near post, gets the goal, 1-0 to Leeds.
Talk to me about the scoop turn. So again, people that are sat watching this, most of them probably not as good as these players, right? They're casual players. Well, all right, they might understand a few things here and there. But if you're thinking about getting inside the 18-yard box and generating that space, what's the purpose of the scoop turn? How does it work in that scenario?
So really with the scoop turn, it just kind of gives you that extra bit of speed. It also sells kind of the defender. You can get away and create that gap for the shooting opportunity, because a lot of times if you're just left stick dribbling, unless you have maybe a 5-star weak foot player, you can't really sell the defender that easily, and the gap maybe isn't there and your shot gets blocked. With something like the scoop turn, maybe an elastico, reverse elastico, it just creates a bigger gap and you can get that shot uncontested, and then all you have to beat is the goalkeeper.
So there we have it then. Just get scoop turn into game, reverse elastico, and you'll beat the defender and have a much higher chance of finding the back of the net. For anyone that is wondering, how do we do a scoop turn? It's a 4-star skill move when stood still, and a 5-star skill move when you are running, when you're moving at speed. You use a fake shot, so if you're on PlayStation, square an X, and then push the left analog stick where you want to exit, essentially. And that works effectively and can be used for a lot of players to generate that space and time. So just bear with us while the referee, the admin, sorts out the ongoing issue in the game. Obviously, these players always have to make sure that they've got everything the way that they want to, and if there is an issue, it's always best for them to flag it up and get it sorted instantly. But for Oli Ito, that's a start he can be very happy with.
Yeah, no, he did need to really bounce back after that game. Not only, you know, he can be tired, whatever. Confidence, not going to shake a lot because of how big name is it, but it's still going to be hit a little bit. And you're going to, a little nerves kind of creep in now because you kind of give up the 3 points. You want, you know, to really get yourself back on the board, and you need to beat Manchester United. To go 1-0 up this early is going to be a good confidence boost for that Leeds United team.
That it will. And for the real HP, not the start, obviously, that he wanted, given the recent results and making it difficult for Poacher. It's difficult, isn't it, in the sense that, you know, if your teammate's the one that's almost letting you down in that first leg, there's going to be a bit of friction there. Like, you know, these players obviously are here to win, and they're here to win together. And you can't help but feel, come on, man, you know, let's try and do better. Now, all due respect, it's very difficult for real HP against someone like Oli Ito. But doesn't mean that Poacher's not going to be sat there a little bit frustrated to see him 1-0 down this early. Yeah,
it's always really unfortunate, especially after the past 2 results, to then this early in this game also be losing. The only thing you can really say is that's just how it falls sometimes. You know, you don't get to choose your teammate in this event. It's kind of who qualifies. And HP just hasn't been performing to maybe how Poacher would have liked a teammate to be.
That's just how the cookie crumbles.
It is.
Yeah. Difficult one, though, to take, right?
Oh, it is rough, but unfortunately, nothing Poacher can do about it. He just has to back his teammate. I think you got to keep confidence in your teammate. If you're going to, you know, turn on him and then just make it just spirals and it gets worse. I think you have to stay positive. You got to keep saying, okay, let's keep going, bro. Keep going. Stay focused. Keep at it. Because if you start complaining or you start, you know, crying about it, it's not going to help anybody.
Yeah. And a reminder, you know, I don't want to sit here and, you know, it sounds like we're being, real HP's not as good as Oli Ito and whatnot. Like, obviously, he's a fantastic player to even get this far, right? But given it's his first LAN event, you know, the players that you are coming up against at this level, they're not easy ones to play in your first LAN, right?
Yeah, no, like, we're not saying he's not a good player. In the grand scheme of things, he's still a ridiculously good FIFA player. Don't get it twisted. However, Ololito, he's won so many events. He's been at top level for so long. So much experience. Such a good player that it is hard for HP. To be honest, you could put most players there against Ololito and they're going to struggle. Yeah. You know? So it's just how it goes, unfortunately. It is also a really difficult group. I don't think we maybe pointed that out enough. The group was stacked. It had 3 really good teams, and then the other 2 teams are not even that bad, and only 2 go through. So obviously there was gonna be rough times.
Yeah, as I think we're getting ready to jump back into the game in just a second. Apologies for the delay there. And that is us resuming from the 12th minute with Leeds having that 1-0. Leeds having that 1-0 lead. That's never not been said before on commentary, has it?
Probably every game ever that Leeds get a lead in.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to this game. HP, I want to see something from him. I really, really do. See, I really like my underdogs, and he's a little too much of an underdog. He's just not winning, and it's not what I want to see. I would love to see an equalizer.
Well, let's see how he settles back in after going 1-0 down against one of the best players in the world. Real HP on the ball now with Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho trying that driven, and the difference is as well, although Poacher, more experienced and more, qualified player, let's say, the team difference. I mean, 2 Manchester United players here. HP using a normal team. Poacher on the other side does it his own way.
Very unorthodox, he doesn't follow trends, I guess. I do also wonder, I would like to ask.
Great pass in the middle. Oh, big interception from Diaz.
I would like to ask, is it just because maybe he has a lot of these cards at home in his own Ultimate Team? Like he has all these foot items. So does he then, is he just comfortable playing with them?
Quite possibly. I mean, I know, a good friend of mine, Dragon, that when he gets to these events and he has all these items available, because they have all the items in the game available to them to pick from, right? That even Dragon will carry on using whoever up front, the less traditional. Back in the day, instead of having a big Cristiano Ronaldo up front, he might have had Jermaine Defoe. It's all down to personal preference at the end of the day. Most players tend to go with their bread and butter. That's the best player available. That's what I want to go for. As we see a chance here for Ronaldo. Just going for that little ball roll. Trying to get it past the Diaz. The reverse elastico. Finds his way into the 18-yard box. Chooses to go back out, though, with a Hullet. A double tap pass in. The offside trap, and he lays it off. That is a capitalisation right there on a massive mistake from Oli Ito.
HP gets a great goal. But we talked about it earlier. This is why I don't offside trap. Okay. You can be really good at it, which Oli Ito is. He's obviously really, really good with the offside trap. But he wasn't in trouble, and he conceded.
I thought Oli Ito was lining up with finesse, and wow!
What a
Mendy,
save.
take a bow. That is a absolute. That's as good as a goal back there. That is unbelievable. Lays it off across Salah, and unfortunately offside. But going back to that goal, the offside trap from Oli Ito, you'll see him using it. You know what the crazy thing is now, though? He made a mistake with it, right? Does that change his mojo with the offside trap for the rest of this game? Is he going to be a little bit more hesitant, or do you think he just carries on the same?
I feel like he probably carries on the same, and it's just like it's a rare occasion for him.
The double tap pass, he is just about offside.
That was close. That was close. But I think he'll probably keep it the same because he's just so used to it, right? It would completely mess up his game style to change.
The player lock, Ronaldo, managing to take that in. Goes that little pass across to St. Maximin. The goalkeeper just about did enough. It is offside. A very well-worked opportunity there for Oli Ito. But we asked about how does the real HP bounce back? How does he get back into this game? He answered our questions.
And now the tempo has really changed.
St. Maximin driving forward. Lays it back out to Firmino. Top side of the 18-yard box. Cancelo just doing enough to win that ball back. Oli Ito to break. He's got the runner in Ronaldo. He does go for that over-the-top through ball. He wasn't on that player switch. Ronaldo in. The goalkeeper comes out. He goes with a chip. And Ronaldo puts it wide. I would have guaranteed that a goal.
I can't believe it. I was convinced that was a goal. It was going to be 2-1 Leeds, but no. He actually hits the chip wide.
What did you make to the over-the-top through ball and the tracking with the defenders?
It was non-existent now. there was no tracking. And that's something you're seeing, like, no offense to HP, but a top player does not let that happen.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Cancelo being aggressive there on that press. He just manages to win that ball. This is an opportunity for the real HP to possibly grab a goal just before the end of half-time. Laying the ball off to Firmino. Is the experience going to come in to see this out till the end of the half? He lays it out to Hullet, possibly the finesse. We've seen him do it once or twice already today. He goes for it. Van der Sar is there. And that, if you're on the side of Manchester United and the real HP right now, you're happy with that.
He is actually came to play this game. He is playing great. I really like just kind of how he's been sending it. He's been playing just a lot better. I don't know. I feel like he's really, it's starting to click. It took 2 games, obviously, that didn't go so well, but this game, he's really starting to click now. He's actually looking like a good player, really bringing it to Alito. Alito is struggling, bro. Like, honestly, HP has had some great attacks.
That he has, and we asked about how is he going to come back into this game, and he answered us straight away. He came back with that goal. Obviously, the mistake maybe from Olito with that offside trap, but he still had the composure to lay that ball off across, ensure that simple tap in. However, we have 45 minutes left to go in this first leg between Leeds and Manchester United, and I'm very excited. I feel like we're going to see an upset here. I got a feeling.
Over too late, like full-time result. You're thinking,
yeah.
You know, oh, okay.
St. Maximin driving into the 18-yard box. Varane just standing him up. Varane with the legs intercepts that ball. And now we see St. Maximin drive forward. Ronaldo, quick 1-2. He goes that over top through ball. Was that the right decision?
Absolutely not. It was not. So when it comes to those through balls, I'm sure you'll agree, you need to be shoulder to shoulder with the defender. You can't do it when the defender is so much further back.
Yeah. If you want those through balls, you need to give your attacker the advantage on the run. As Kante drives it forward to St. Maximin. Some room to break through the midfield line now, up against the defence. And the step overs, I don't know. Again, when we're thinking about class and what you need to beat these sort of players, do you feel like the skill moves are just lacking a little bit right now from HP?
Yeah, I mean, especially a step over. You've not seen, obviously last year it was different, but this year the step over.
Ronaldo on the edge, drives it in, goes for the finesse, and that is going to be a rebound. St. Maximin. We said about this earlier on as Olito takes a 2-1 lead for Leeds United. Sometimes take a pot shot. He did right there. He got a deflection. Keeper saved. It hit at the woodwork. It did everything.
Yeah, you never know where the ball's going to end up. Sometimes you just got to hit it. Maybe gets deflection, gets saved and rebounds, hits the post, rebounds. So many different things that can happen. And, you know, Alito maybe not playing his best FIFA, so couldn't work 100% chance, and so he just shot it, and guess what? It ended up being a goal.
Real HP has already been behind once in this game. He came back and he got an equaliser. He finds himself behind again. Is the real HP going to find a way back in to at least give his teammate Poacher a chance? He goes for the near post shot. Maybe banking on that goalkeeper movement.
Once again, potentially predicting goalkeeper movement out of Alito. It really is just mind games.
Kante breaks away now. Tries to find a through ball through to Salah, but Walker equals it. João Cancelo now for Manchester United. Left-hand side. Cancelo with some good feet.
Just being a little patient.
Driving towards the byline. Good dribbling. It's good little composure. Finds that pass off across. Can he find one more? He dances with Hullet. And that is a fantastic shot. But Van der Sar parries that one behind. He'll be very glad to see that go behind for a corner. Ronaldo at the near post. Greens the header. But Hullet just as good as Ronaldo in the air. Cancelo on the edge. Goes to the ball roll. Manages to find a St. Maximin. St. Maximin the ball roll. And we talk about his finishing. That is disappointing.
It's just not there today. This St. Maximin is not that good at finishing, and it's let down players time and time again. Now, I know, when it comes to dribbling, you could argue that's the best dribbling card in the game. You could actually argue that, but his shooting is just not there, and so many people are playing him in attacking positions.
St. Maximin now on the edge for Olito. Finds that pass in. Kante just does enough. And we see a break now opportunity for the real HP. Salah's making the run. Carries on working out towards the top side of the pitch and looking to recycle. And going back to it, St. Maximin, absolutely, the finishing has been a little bit lacklustre. He is on the ball now, though. 20 yards out, finds a pass off to Firmino. Someone that you trust more inside the 18-yard box. Tries to force through the pass, and we will see a corner as a pause is cued. Manchester United wanting some changes, as well as Olito for Leeds.
I'm just loving what I'm seeing out of HP this game.
Yeah.
It's a completely different player.
Where was this 2 games ago?
But, I mean, the scary thing is Manchester United could have been actually a top team if he was playing like this in the other games. He could have been
as
right
well,
up there.
we bank on Poacher being just as good, right? Poacher hasn't shown us his class. We've argued maybe it's because he's having to chase games every game. But yeah, absolutely. Maybe could have been a different story for Manchester United for Poacher and Real HP. The ball gets whipped in though from the corner, trying a little corner technique. Firmino will climb that on the edge. Just dancing around. Everyone settles back into their positions. Firmino still with the ball. Oli Ito cannot get it off him. Little 1-2 between Kyle Walker. Good pass into Salah. And Diaz is there.
Yeah, you're just seeing so many kind of offside traps. Olito pushing up his team really compact and just making it so difficult for HP to kind of pass it around and create chances.
76 minutes. I mean, do you start thinking now if you are Real HP, given the recent results, yes, he's on top and yes, you want that goal, but defensively you have to be sound now for these last 15 minutes. He conceded 2 goals in 2 games, well, 1 goal each game in the 2 matches in the 90th minute. He cannot let that happen again, can he?
Yeah, he definitely can. The difference between 2-1 and 3-1 is ridiculous. Also, this game, I don't think you can let up. I think he's really creating chances, and I think he should keep going for it. But at the same time, please do not concede again.
Good pass off across St. Maximin. Curse of the commentator.
Yeah, I do that sometimes, you know. Not bad. As we see Leeds take a 3-1 lead. Alito gonna be extremely happy with that, especially with how he's played this game. Now, for HP and subsequently Poacher, heartbreaking stuff. Really is.
Yeah, and I think this game we've definitely seen more from HP, so he could be very happy and proud of that. He needs to just remain composure now, though, for the last 5 minutes. You know, don't give up another goal. Do get your numbers behind the ball. Yes, if you can get a chance to score, great. But let's ensure that we give our teammate Poacher at least a fighting chance.
Yeah, the difference between 2 and 3 goals, I feel like, is substantial, especially in that one leg that they're going to have.
Do you want to know what the difference is?
Yes, Al, what's the difference between a 2-goal lead and a 3-goal lead?
1 goal.
I knew it.
89th minute now. Leeds looking for that last attack. Oli Ito. Salah on the edge. Just dancing. Really good footwork there. Finds the pass into CR7.
We said it. You said it every time. Every time he concedes in the 90th minute, he loses by 3 goals. What? 4-1, 3-0, 4-1. Every game, 90th minute goal conceded. Poacher is not going to get a chance at all. And now you have Mitch with a 3-goal lead going into the next leg.
It's tough.
It is.
It's tough. But you never know. This time next year, the Real HP could be back again in the ePremier League. And they might use this as a big learning curve.
As a personal kind of experience for HP, absolutely. You're getting your first live event experience. You're getting to play in person. You're getting a tournament experience as well. Sure. But for Manchester United and specifically Poacher, it's been a really unfortunate event.
Yeah. It's a difficult ask to come back 3 goals in pretty much every game, which that makes it hard. It makes it difficult. But Poacher, you know, we keep saying it. Although he's got the goals to come back, you know, it's a difficult ask, of course. In the games that he has played, I still don't believe we have seen enough from Poacher.
Yeah, he's given up the ball a lot because he does send it forward so much. I still argue, had he gone into these games at it being level, would he have played with more composure and subsequently, you know, got better results? I think so. But as it stands, as he played those games with the 3-0 deficits, and like he's going to have to do here again, he has just literally lost it.
Yeah. And we will see whether Poacher can overcome a 3-goal deficit shortly after this break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ePremier League here with myself, Alex, also known as a FIFA analyst. I'm joined by Ranners on the commentary, and we are bringing you leg number 2, I should say, between Leeds United versus Manchester United. And we saw a positive display from a young Real HP player for Manchester United, but the result is still the same.
Still a 3-goal loss leading into the second leg, and once again Poacher tasked with trying to make a really, really difficult comeback. Now, as opposed to his other games here, he has to try and make that comeback against one of the best defensive players in the world, in Mitch Haywood.
And if you are Poacher, you've obviously had a chat with your coach, example. He's coaching him this weekend. How do you even get yourself back up and ready for this?
It's one of those where I feel like the only positive is you've got no expectations on you. You've got absolutely nothing to lose. You just go for it. And that can be really helpful sometimes when you have no pressure. So that's the only positive, and you can at least go out and play. Because everybody expects you to lose anyways. At least try to win.
Do you, if you are Poacher right now, understanding that, you know what, qualification is probably not going to happen, right? I've got a 3-goal deficit. We've seen him try and chase the games in his normal formation and normal play style. Do you change it up? Do you maybe go 3 at the back from the start and try and just catch Mitch in a completely, something he's not used to?
Yeah, I would love to see him switch it up. Because, I mean, he's tried chase 2 3-goal deficits before, and it hasn't worked. So I would love to see him using different tactics.
I mean, for me, unless Mitch just has a blunder here and does really, really, really bad, which probably isn't going to happen, the comebacks that you only ever see in FIFA come from a drastic change, a formation change. And I'm talking not going from a 4-4-2 to a 4-2-3-1. I'm talking going from a 4-4-2 to a 3-4-2-1, a 3-5-2, a 5 at the back. Just something that to completely go, you know what? This is different, and I'm going to catch you out on that.
Yeah, you can catch a lot of people out with formation changes.
Green on the finesse, and he manages to find a goal already. Manchester United, I mean, the Green finesse, I was about to go, a good attempt. It got blocked. It falls to the main man. And, all right, scrap what I just said about changing formations and whatnot, because it's 2 goals, and now we've basically got the full match to play.
It got blocked by Ronaldo, who essentially took a touch from that and banged it in. I do feel like the finesse could have probably gone in by itself. It was green timed, a good angle.
Yeah.
But, yeah, 1 goal. And that is exactly what we needed. That is what we needed.
Exactly. To spice up this tie, that is exactly what we needed. But remember as well, Oli Ito got that goal last game where he took that gamble of the shot. It deflected, it did all this, it did all that. Maybe a little bit of karma.
That is true. A little balance in the force.
Yeah. The world works in a mysterious way. It gives and it takes.
It giveth and it taketh.
That's it. Perfect.
But yeah, we do have a lot of time now and 2 goals. So now we really get to see, was Poacher's attacking mistakes because he was down so much, or because he's actually just maybe a bit nervous?
That we will find out. But he seems to be settling in well this game so far. Moving the ball around, sending runners left, right and centre. And also, I'm just double checking, has there been a change in anybody? We've still got a Foden, we've still got a Sterling. He's sticking to his guns.
He's still got a De Bruyne.
Yeah.
I think it's the same. I think it's the same.
I just didn't find that crazy, really. You got all the Premier League items in the game, and somehow, no, I mean, no disrespect, Raheem Sterling has made it into the team, which I think he's probably the only player that's playing Raheem Sterling this weekend. He's good off the bench, struggles a little bit in the starting 11.
Yeah, that third item is not going anywhere near my team, I'll tell you that much. But fair enough, each to their own. And like we said, it is all about personal preference. That's what makes Ultimate Team really so good, I guess.
That it
really
does.
Just mix it up.
A big heavy press there from Manchester United. They haven't won the ball. The defensive line is all over the place, but Tanganga just does enough. Rudiger now needs to get back and cover that run from Ronaldo. And De Bruyne is there to cover that pass off across. I think we could see from that the pressure, the press is so much more there from Manchester United and Poacher right now.
Yeah, he's really going for this game.
Sterling, is he going to make me eat my words? Lays the ball off to De Bruyne, finds that pass into Foden. Foden won't be able to out-strengthen Vieira, but does lay it off. Some very, very quick passes. And you mentioned this earlier on about Poacher. That's how he likes to play.
Yeah, he does play with the quick passes. In the last few games, it's just let him down, though, because he's been playing it and he's just been losing the ball. They're getting intercepted. They're not accurate. They're not precise like they need to be.
Ronaldo now inside the 18. Poacher on top in this first half. In the second leg, the score remains 4-2 to Leeds on aggregate. And the question we all want to know is, will Manchester United grab any points throughout this tournament?
Well, they do have a chance here. Obviously, you got 60 minutes, 2 goals, and Poacher's been on the front foot. Now, plays it in, one more, and it's a goal! Poacher makes it a 1-goal deficit. I'm telling you, Poacher's came to play this tournament. He's been unfortunate, but he's came to play. Mitch looking, he's getting a bit outplayed this game.
And this is a very sticky situation now for Mitch, because you now can't carry on. You can't sit deep, can you, and say, I'm going to see this game out. It's 1 goal. And the way that Poacher is playing right now, he will get that next goal. So this is very, very uncomfortable on the side of Leeds. And a reminder that Leeds are just coming back off a loss. They need this to really keep in the race for the top 2.
They have to win. You got Crystal Palace and Southampton already both on 6 points, right? So if you don't win this for Leeds, you're in big, big trouble.
37th minute now. Jadon Sancho linking up with Cancelo for Leeds and Mitch Hayward. Hullet on the edge. He goes for that green time finesse.
And it's a goal.
It's a goal. And you know what? It's crazy because I don't react to that. And you know why? Because that's just bread and butter. That's easy for Hullet.
It is.
If you give him that time, you give him that space.
But we've seen, like, I genuinely think it's about 30 to 40%. And when I say that, there's only been about 10 in total. So I think that we've had 3 to 4 finesse shot goals from maybe only 10 attempts.
Yeah.
If you include shots that ended up deflecting or hitting off somebody that resulted in goals, it could be maybe 6 out of 10 finesses have resulted in goals. And I just don't see why they're not utilised more.
Lays that off across, and Schmeichel does claim that. But we were saying then about how Poacher's been on top. That was Hayward's first real chance. And it's a goal from 30 yards.
Yeah, that's just what the finesses give you, though, right? Isn't it? You get in that scenario with these top foot items, and especially if you green time it, you have a great chance to score.
And I find that interesting as well that you see Poacher bringing in, the Kevin De Bruyne into his squad. That is one of the things that he's so good at. Have we seen a single attempt?
Absolutely not. And it's heartbreaking because De Bruyne's finesse, at the start of the year, I used to take a load of long shots and long shot finesses with Gold De Bruyne. He was in my team. Gold De Bruyne. Incredible. Never mind, team of the year that I'm seeing in Poacher's team have 0 long shot attempts.
Crazy. But it's not all doom and gloom. Poacher has already grabbed some goals in this game. 2-1 in its current score, but obviously down on aggregate, and needs to find 2 goals to at least get a point on the board. For Manchester United, yes, we understand they may not be qualifying, right? We know that. It's a very difficult ask. It's almost impossible if you did the maths. However, there's a big prize pool on, and this prize pool depends on where you finish in your group. And that's what they really need to be focusing on right now.
Yeah, like Manchester United are still playing for prize money here. And for pride, to be honest. Yeah. There's no way you want to finish bottom of your group. You want to at least get some points on the board, get some results, and get, a solid finish, even if you don't progress to tomorrow.
Sterling laying it out towards the wing now. Ronaldo up against Vieira. And obviously, that's an interesting choice from Hayward to have that Vieira in the side, playing in that left centre-back position. He's the only player that's had him there. But I must say, he's been very solid.
Yeah, and it makes sense because you're seeing everybody use Timothy Kante in midfield. So you have Vieira just kind of idle. And if you want to utilize him, centre-back is going to be your next best position.
Especially for a player that possibly switches to a 5-back on the odd occasion as well. Vieira, very, very versatile in that. But a chance for Sancho now, driving all the way to the byline. The ball past the goalkeeper.
Oh my!
Oh my! How on earth has Rudiger got a leg on that? That was outstanding from Mitch Haywood.
Incredible, incredible, and to get that block off in the end, wow! I thought that was game set match, but no. Little goal line clearance.
Still there to play. Ronaldo receives the ball from the pass from Foden. And we have St. Maximin on the ball. A good opportunity to break now for Jadon Sancho. He's going to leave Ruben Diaz in his tracks. Is he going to bury it? He walks it past the goalkeeper and he makes sure this time that Mitch Haywood, you would imagine that is game set match one, but given his previous opportunity and the last ditch tackle coming and clearing it off the line, Mitch Haywood made sure that time.
Yeah, now this time he took the ball well, took it around, and composed finish. No goal line clearance to save Poacher that time.
30 minutes to go. We're back where we started with Poacher needing 3 goals. Jorginho picks that up, lays it off to Sterling. Sterling just not got the strength to see that off. And I keep going back to it. It's such a big ask now. You can already see the constant press is on. The players are caught. Look at the space in the middle. The player lock, St. Maximin. Is he going to take the man on? The reverse Elastico. Fortunately enough, defended for Poacher and Manchester United. You could see that the reaction from Haywood. He wasn't happy with that. He wanted to do better there.
Yeah, no, he did. Even though he does have the game won, it's still about, you know, still performing at a high level and still not making mistakes, etc.
When you are an E-Lions international, as Mitch Haywood is, you expect yourself to bury those sort of chances. However, he has another one here with Jadon Sancho getting in up against the Van der Sar. The ball roll, the right foot, playing the mind games with Poacher. And now it's not going to happen. We understand that. But the scoreline, these chances are coming because Poacher's having to send his men forward.
Yeah, I still feel like Poacher did play well. I think he showed up this game. I think he showed us what he is capable of. Obviously, it was a bit unfortunate with the first leg scoreline, but I think he's really performed well. I feel like Eric Example has definitely coached him well, and he was performing to a high level.
Was definitely, and the only sort of thing, you know, if you're Poacher and you review the tournament on the weekend and you think back to it, the Rude Hullet, allowing that finesse. Had to close him down that little bit quicker. It was a cheap goal to concede. When you were, 2 goals to the good, you only had 1 goal left on aggregate to pull. If you're going to allow Mitch Haywood to score, you want to be able to go, clap your hands and go, you know what, that was a phenomenal goal. Well, it's a finesse from range. You need to do better to try and avoid them.
Yeah, I like a goalkeeper movement or closing down. As we see a great last-ditch tackle to prevent the 4th goal this leg.
15 minutes to go. We are going to see Leeds take their 2nd win of the group, putting them on the total of 6 points, giving us a 1st, 2nd and 3rd place, all on 6 points with 3 games played each.
Yeah, they all only have 1 game remaining. Makes it for a really, really interesting finish.
Definitely. And, as we talk about that, as this game, obviously, we know this is all kind of done and dusted now. Crystal Palace have got Wolverhampton.
Yeah.
Leeds have also got Wolverhampton. And Southampton versus Manchester United.
You would be expecting Southampton to come away with that win.
Yeah.
Based on every other result, which is going to put Southampton on 9.
The crazy thing is that this is going to be decided with Wolverhampton more than likely. If they pick up a result against either Palace or Leeds, then we may see Southampton go through.
Well, what's really interesting is if Wolves win both their games, or even one of them, then they're suddenly on 6 points. Like, it gets quite interesting as it keeps going.
It does indeed. Ronaldo dancing in the box. Some good footwork there from Poacher. Just not finding the angle for the shot, unfortunately, as the referee blows for offside. And it's difficult if you're Poacher and you're real HP. They knew this was always going to be a difficult ask. And as we've said, a hard one for Poacher to swallow. But this is what FIFA Esports is about. Sometimes your opponents do just out St. Maximin.
I'm telling you, St. Maximin can't shoot.
So I have a theory, Mr. Branners.
Okay. Oh, I'm listening.
That when we look at the base items of a FIFA player like St. Maximin, 79 rated or 80 rated, I believe that gold item, when they just get these crazy boosted stats, their core finishing or core stats isn't there. You know, they might have the finesse shot trait, the outside of the foot shot trait, the core composure. So when they get these boosted items, I don't feel like the core is there, you know?
Yeah, there's definitely something off. I don't know what it is, but it's true. It is true. Obviously, they still get the boost, and they still are way better than their gold versions, but certain elements of the cards may be a little bit off.
That they may be. But congratulations to Leeds, who do take the win. Commiserations again to Manchester United and their players and coaches. A very, very tough loss, which, you know, it originally looked like the real HP had a chance against Oli Ito. Unfortunately, going in at 4-1 after that first leg was always going to be a big ask for Poacher. I think he gave it a very valiant effort, but as we said, always going to be difficult. So then, just as a recap for you, Leeds United pick up the win against Manchester United, which I'm sure the real-life fans of Leeds would be over the moon with that, wouldn't they, Ranners?
Yeah.
And the Manchester United fans would be very, very disappointed. But that is FIFA esports, different levels of players and different quality. We keep going on about Oli Ito. We know the class that he does provide. As we see, the final score, 7-3 on those both legs. That is a total result for you. So Oli Ito and Hayward pick up the 3 points for Leeds and take them on to 6.
Yeah, I feel like you said again, that the real game-changing point was that Rude Hullet finesse. If that doesn't go in, like that was a momentum killer. Because Poacher had momentum, he had scored 2 goals, he was 1 goal away from tying it, playing good FIFA. All of a sudden, you conceded a cheap goal. It's back to 2 goals, the momentum switches again, and Poacher really never recovered from that. Yeah,
it is very, very difficult. But how does that mean our group does look? We will go ahead and show you that right now. Everyone has played 3 games, bar Wolverhampton, who were our first game of the day. They are on 2 games played, but if they win their next game, they're also on 6 points. So it really is open. It is all to play for. For Manchester United, that means that they are definitely done and out of this tournament. Still got seeding to play for obviously the total prize money, and it is very tight at the top.
Yeah, it is going to make a really, really good finish. Like, honestly, the Wolverhampton Wanderers is just making it so interesting because they are a game behind, and obviously they're playing people that are ahead of them, so wins there are going to just leapfrog them up, essentially. And it could actually be 7 points get you through because of how tight the group is.
Yep, that it could. Our next match, which is coming up very soon, is going to be Crystal Palace with Nick Sneb and Ethan up against Wolverhampton Wanderers in Joey and Kai FIFA, who have had a little bit of a break in between their last game. So I'm sure they're itching to get back on stage. And that is what we will be bringing you very shortly after this break.